All right. What's up, guys? How you doing? This is Eric for Faster Human C. Here back again, do a new episode, and just gonna talk about a few things with you guys in regards of uh, it's a brand new year, right? And we talked about it in the last episode, and how much a lot of people are trying to get back into the mode of staying healthy, New Year's resolutions, and all these things that come along with doing so, right? So, for this episode, I want to talk to you about three phases that I think are very important on in regards to when it comes down to on the physical level, but just then at the same time it comes down to your nutrition intake. Because what happens is a lot of times when we explain as a trainer, as a coach, and so we are trying to help you out to get to your fitness goals, right? And so the conditioning phase is kind of explained to everybody is like when you were born, you're taking those baby steps, right? And so you're trying to find a balance. You're trying to find your stability. And so when it comes down to getting to the result factor phase, it's gonna take some time. And so for anyone who is trying to get back into a healthy lifestyle, the bottom line is that it all comes down to that particular mindset. What I tell a lot of people is look, when you are consistent, when you are making sure that you follow a good ritual, then at the end it's going to show and get to the result factor. No, we talk about, when it comes down to fasting or intermittent fasting, right? It takes about 30 days to see the difference. And one of the things is I tell a lot of people, don't look at the scale. Don't look at the scale. Because at the end of the day, you're going to drive yourself crazy. So to me, personally, I think that pictures will speak better to you than the scale or the numbers, right? The other thing I suggest, check your blood pressure. Check your blood pressure. You can go to any place right now. I know there's a lot of different places you can go and check your blood pressure and check out how your blood pressure is showing up. If it's stable. And so that's kind of how to get an idea of how are you getting to the healthy lifestyle, right? So it all comes down to those things that in that conditioning phase, because it takes about three months for those muscles to start toning up, to get strong, to get all the benefits of you training real hard. Because once again, the most important thing that you can definitely do for yourself is be able to see those results that you've been thinking about. This the results that you've been asking for so long, and it's because you taking action. Now, so that's the conditioning phase, because your energy level, you're sleeping better, you're making sure that in that conditioning phase you are getting that sleep. And this is one of the things that I find it shocking and surprising. and and I'm gonna tell you, to be honest, guys, I'm gonna be honest, and this is one thing, me being out there doing you know the training, the coaching, I find it interesting that a lot of people do not sleep. Believe me, if you ask anyone, the first question, and now this is just me kind of doing a little bit of research, is how many hours of sleep are you getting every single night? And so, you know, a lot of people that are trying to get that sleep on, but the stress levels are so high that they can barely get a 5 hours to 4 hours of sleep. The the part about it that really detrimental is the fact that that particular person is high stress with because of work. Some people work overnight and they're very stressed out, and they only sleeping what, 4 hours, 5 hours. And believe me, I know for a fact that you're trying to be in a healthy lifestyle. But then one of the things that I tell other people, like, look, I know, right? I know you have to work, but are you going to do when your health is on the balance? You have conditioned your body to work a specific shift on work because you need to make money and because you need to pay your bills and so on and so forth. So you're at what cost are you putting your health at risk? Let's talk about it. Like if you can be able to send me a message on Instagram and say, hey yo, Eric, you know what? Why is it that, you know, so much of importance? It is awesome to, you know, get you that workout. It's awesome to put you into workout. And but your body is not responding because you're not sleeping, your eating habits are real bad. And so when I speak to my clients, I need to know what's happening on the outside. I mean, I can put you to work out. You know, I can trust me. The first few minutes I will know just by looking at your face, body language. So many things that just come along with, you know, knowing this for so long. Training people, you know, being an instructor, right? So think of your health as a bank account, right? Think of your health as a bank account. What is in it right now? Nothing? Drop a penny? When I say your health is your greatest wealth, is because one of the things that I think that I tell a lot of people is like, look, man, I know you need to work, but then the crazy schedule you have is stopping you from getting the sleep that you need. Your health is deteriorating because of the fact that you're not feeling better about yourself. You're overeating. You're eating probably 5 to 6 meals per day, right? Don't get me wrong. I mean, look, guys, I try to explain a lot of people, trying to simplify a lot of things. You guys, I'm not a science major. I'm not, you know, I'm a fitness instructor, a coach, and I've been doing this since 2006. But what happened in 2006 for myself, right? It's kind of like understanding this process of what we have to offer as individuals. And when I realized that my own health was in the balance in 2010, then I realized that we have so many trends and so it's what it comes down to nutrition, diets, right? We talk about diets, so many of them. And so the same thing we trying to talk to people about diets. One thing I have come to conclusion is that you can have the best keto diet. For some people will work, for some people will not work. I necessarily don't follow keto. I don't necessarily follow carnivore. I don't follow, you know, a paleo diet. So what I can definitely tell you is that to change your eating patterns, you're well off to better start. You know, I have spoke to plenty of people now that realize their eating patterns is the main cause of for them to gaining weight, right? So when I speak with the client, my first question too is about eating patterns, because it's concerning that, hey, why am I getting the results that I want? Because when it comes down to me being a coach, it's not just about me putting in a workout program and put you to train. So I need to see those patterns that eventually it is going to deter or actually succeed to your fitness goals. And so going through that conditioning phase is going to be a little tough, but then make it simple for yourself that at home you are finding a window of eating that is good for you. Everybody's window of eating is different. I mean, my window of eating, you know, for instance, as it started in 2017, it changes completely to where it is right now. I started intermittent fasting, 16A, following the protocol as much as I could, making a lot of mistakes. Guys. I'm going to be straight up transparent with you guys. I made a lot of mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes in fitness and workouts. I overtrain so many times, what you call overtrain, or just over, I guess, overdo it. I don't know, but I learned something. You better off doing 30 minutes versus 1 hour, and sometimes it's 1 hour way better off than just 30 minutes. That all depends, you know. So when you are struggling, seeing not seeing results, then you got to look at your food intake. You had to look at it, that conditioning part of changing your eating windows. And when I say this about changing your eating habits and the things that you are trying to get better at, is because you're not getting the results that you're expecting out of your training session and your workouts. We all are different. That is 100% sure. But one of the things that is definitely the same is the sleeping patterns. The patterns of eating has gone overboard. We have so many things going on right now as in this planet that we have to deal with, right? So the conditioning phase is the part that sets you to a good start, because once you condition, once you create a ritual, once you have gone over 21 days of changing your habits, or 30 days, then you're going to notice the result factor. Results. That's what people do, what they do. They want results. But what results are temporarily, or results that are going to be forever? I started practicing intermittent fasting then recently because, digestion problems. And I know for a lot of you people are the reason why you decided to start intermittent fasting or fasting straight up to it is because you were having some issues in regards of either your gut health, you're trying to lose weight, because your sleeping patterns, because of the levels of stress you were going through. So that's the result factor, comes down to that energy level that you have, your confidence level, the overall, the fact that you can do many things that you couldn't do in the first 3 months before you started, jumping into a healthy lifestyle. And I talk about the whole 360-degree, you know, living a healthy lifestyle, because it comes down to not just the physical, it's the mental, the emotional, spiritual. And so, there's so many stories, I keep seeing so many stories of people that are sharing, I'm going to give a shout out to quite a few people in Instagram that follow me. And then I want to say that everyone who is doing something about it is sharing that journey, because they're seeing the results. They're not just they're not doing it just because. They're doing it because they know is making a change in their life. I share it. I share my own before and after. I share my coffee drinking habits. So I try to make it, trying to simplify things, right? So think about it. Right now, as I speak to you, as you checking in this live broadcast, as you checking out and listening to this, which is gonna go to the podcast anyways. So think of it as the fact that you are trying your hardest and you want to see results, because everyone wants that results, right? It doesn't happen overnight. It takes practice, consistency, patience more than anything for the result factor. You start seeing the lean muscle, right? Because once again, you thought that by skipping a meal, 2 meals in the morning, will mess up your gains. That's what I thought, So I thought that by skipping breakfast is the most important meal of the day, I'm gonna lose muscle mass, which is not true. A lot of people still think that way. Not a bodybuilder, guys. I mean, if you see my before and after, I'm not a bodybuilder. I like to feel athletic, flexible, be able to do specific things, take a task, be able to clean my house, like I've been doing the past few weeks. So the idea of challenging you is to let you know that we have a group, right? There's so many groups on Facebook. There's so many applications that you can utilize, right? And so if you go down to the description below, you're gonna be able to see I'm part of the life app Omeg that I utilize since I think I started doing intermittent fasting, right? And the reason why I share it is because we have a little group. It's not a big group, but eventually we become big, right? The idea to it is that you keeping the accountability going and keep you on check. I was talking to my wife the other day. She was like, "Oh my God, I just did my blood test. It came out amazing. The doctors can believe that uh, the sugar in my blood has dropped." It's amazing. It is amazing what can you do for quite a few days of fasting. Now, like she's not like 100% like going at it with intermittent fasting. She's trying her hardest. She's been dealing with specific issues. But at the end of the day, doing something twice or three times a week can make a huge difference. And now, I'm not necessarily telling you that, you know, that's what she's that definitely what she's going through, as far as what her results are, right? But everybody's different. Everyone that is going to do something different every single time, it will look different. I tell people like, listen, if your goal is to go to the gym twice, three times, four times, five times, even if you make it once, it was way better than not showing up at all. Even if you go outside and walk twice or three times outside for 30 minutes, it's way better than not going outside at all. Be outside, take a sun, go to the beach, right? Make it a habit. It is possible. It is 100% possible that you can become a healthy person by making sure that you get that sleep on. Believe me, your energy level is going to be completely different. You are going to have a mental clarity because you are practicing, because you're doing something about it. And the reason why I created the podcast is because, at the beginning I was like, man, I don't know. I don't know. Should I? Should I share? Should I share what I'm going through in regards of this new change, this new era, this new phase, this new everything? I was confused, a little bit confused about it. I didn't know if I got what it takes to actually do so. And little by little, I decided to create a YouTube. Then I decided to do so everything to those baby steps where I am right now. There's over 200 plus episodes, right? And I'm continue creating more and more and more and more. It's just like, look, it's all about that result factor. You know what the result is that people that message you, they connect with you, that the result factor was that a guy from Chile, a guy from Australia, you connected, you became friends somewhere in another, social media wise, and then boom, we're making a difference together. Because it wasn't just about me. It was about the fact that, for example, I'm part of the group of fasting news, right? So if I'm part of fasting news of the group, the main idea was that we were providing information that it helps those that are struggling. Because there's nothing more like seeing somebody overcome all these chronic diseases like type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure. They wanted to see results. They want to see how can we help you out, right? The more information, we're getting information overload. It's the same thing when you put in so much sugar in your body. You're overloading your system. And so when you see those results, when you see that energy, when you see your child, you can't keep up with you, then you know you're on the right path. You know you're doing the right thing. So I started, last year started doing the meditation. I started sharing on TikTok, I started sharing on Facebook, and that meditation is growing. I just decided to start sharing my moment of meditation. I mean, I really don't want it to, but I just decided, let's see what happens with this. Let me see TikTok. I'm part of TikTok. Guys, you can find me there. Eric Principe, TikTok. So, what was the whole idea of sharing this thing? Maybe when they're listening to the audio of the sound and the voice of that particular meditation, maybe they had a much a little more clearer mindset of what they can do with their day. Believe me, I know sometimes it's crazy how we're dealing with all these lockdowns and things that is happening around the world, right? But you can create your own life. I decided to. I mean, trust me. I mean, I can say many things too. I can say a lot of things, but then I decided to, even though I have been put in a spot where, you know, my me sharing information, it was not part of that particular um, following the guidelines of, and the rules. But hey, I decided to take a different action, different way to be able to unlock your human potential in a different way. I can I can definitely complain if I wanted to, but one thing I know, I'm not a person that likes to complain. So after the result factors, you go to homeostasis. I know. You want to know what homeostasis is? It's just a fancy word for balance, which comes down to maintenance. Um, so this is one thing I can tell you this much. As far as what it comes down to, maintaining a healthy lifestyle is the most important thing you can get to after the 12 years, the 12 months in a year that you have be able to accomplish something by seeing your body change, by seeing your energy, amazing energy, maintaining something that is sustainable. And that's being sustainable is about you knowing that you can continue seeing yourself become more healthier, be able to do many things in the physical level, in the mental and emotional. You're stable. You'll be able to do so many things because you have maintained your goals, right? So to me, the most important thing that you have to remember every single day is that you accomplish every single little baby step that you have took has made a huge difference in the long term, because that's what it is. It's like long term. There's no shortcuts to success, and success, it's not about money. I'm gonna tell you right now, man. It's not about money. Money comes and goes. I can tell you this much. But it's more important of your happiness and the fact that you are way better off and be able to take a travel with your family and enjoy the beauty of this world, because that's what it comes down to, is be able to see and try and do and just enjoy life to the fullest. Guys, I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for joining the groups. Thank you so much for following me. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to message me on Instagram or Facebook. I'd be happy to answer some of your questions. So, once again, you can either click here, click there. You know what to click on. Subscribe, and if you want to send us a donation for Faster Human, go to the Faster Human podcast, and you'll be able to send you a donation through Anchor.fm is available there, so you can be able to send you a donation for this show, because it helps for the equipment, helps for all the stuff that it takes, helps out big time to what you're seeing right now is being a process to have this show going on. And so yes, I just want to say thank you for everyone who follows me and everyone who check out this show. So Guys, have a blessed day. Hopefully, you have an amazing day, and I will come back to you next time. Bye bye, guys.